What's up YouTube, it's Phoenix TV back here again today with another video. This time we're going to go through the differences between PS5 and Xbox Series X. We're going to see what the difference is, what the different specs are, what the exclusives are. We're going to go through everything that I could possibly think of for this video that has to deal with the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X. Let's get started. Welcome back, guys. We're going to go ahead and get started with the pricing. The Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5 both come in at a $499 price tag, which is significantly less than what I thought it was going to be before they were released. I thought it was going to be around $700-800, but that's just me. I thought inflation was going to take a big hit, as well as COVID, and I just thought that they were going to go grabbing for whatever they could. They did not, which was a pleasant surprise, to be honest. However, the Xbox and the PlayStation do both have budget-friendly options. They're both less powerful than their counterparts, but they are all digital. They have no optical drive. The all-digital Xbox Series S is only $299, while the PlayStation 5 all-digital edition is at $399. If you're afraid of dropping all that cash at once on the new Xbox, it is worth noting that Microsoft offers the Xbox All Access program, allowing you to pay for it in monthly installments with no interest. And it even adds 24 months to the Xbox Game Pass Ultimate subscription, which grants access to cloud streaming via Project xCloud, which essentially allows you to stream games to your phone, which is hooked up to a controller in which you can actually play games on your phone, which is just mind-blowing. They also offer over 100 Xbox games via Game Pass, over 60 EA games via EA Play, and first-party Xbox titles from launch day. That's a hell of a deal, including the likes of Halo Infinite. They also just recently bought out ZeniMax, which is the parent studio of Bethesda, so you can expect new games from Bethesda to come out soon as well, which would be under the Microsoft Studios tag, therefore being released on launch on Xbox Game Pass. That's $34.99 for the X and $24.99 for the S on a monthly basis over the course of 2 years. I'll be sure to drop a link to that as well as to Project xCloud in the description below. You can also expect to see a rise in the cost of games in this next generation of consoles. 2K Games announced that NBA 2K21 on both consoles will cost $70 back in July. Although 2K did also say that not all of their games will be that price. Ubisoft has decided not to charge more for their games, which is a breath of fresh air for me. Fresh air for me, because it just seems like gaming companies have gotten so much more predatory in the last couple years. That's only $10 more than the standard new release for current gen, which does match the typical next gen releases. Games always go up $10. It was $49.99, now it's $59.99, and now it's going to $69.99, it seems like. Activision is also following suit with the release of the next Call of Duty game, Cold War, and you can suspect, or I suspect, that EA will also be doing it, well, because it's EA, so you know, yeah, I don't even need to say nothing. Xbox will be releasing their consoles for purchase November 10th. For the PlayStation, it's a bit more complicated because they have two separate release times for different parts of the world. Their system will release in select territories, including the United States, Canada, New Zealand, and Australia, but they don't fully release globally until November 19th. Now, it's the part we've all been waiting for, the specs for each console. The Xbox Series X has an 8-core, 3.8 GHz AMD Zen 2, while the PlayStation has an 8-core, 3.5 GHz AMD Zen 2. The Series X has a 12.0 teraflop AMD RDNA 2 GPU, with the PlayStation coming in at a 10.3 teraflop AMD RDNA 2. RAM is identical on both sides with 16GB GDDR6. Storage space you can expect from the Series X, a 1TB custom NVMe SSD. For the PlayStation 5, an 825GB custom SSD. The Series X and the PlayStation 5 both go up to 8K resolution. The frame rate matches identical for both consoles, up to 120 frames per second. The disc drive both have 4K UHD Blu-ray. However, the PlayStation 5 only has 4K UHD Blu-ray in their standard edition. Now, we can also take this a bit further. We also know that the PlayStation 5 Wi-Fi antenna supports the new Wi-Fi 6 standard, which allows for a new maximum speed of 9.6 gigabytes per second, more than twice the 3.5 gigabytes per second ceiling for Wi-Fi 5. That doesn't mean your PS5 will be able to use all that, but the benefit is that Wi-Fi 6 routers can better distribute all that speed to all your devices at once, and to maintain those speeds over time. So if you have a Wi-Fi 6 router and a home full of connected devices, there's a good chance you'll notice the improvement. For example, the Xbox Series X Wi-Fi antenna supports Wi-Fi 5, which, as I said, supports only a 3.5 gigabyte per second ceiling. As for the USB ports, we already knew that PS5 has USB-C port and a USB-A port on the front. The Type-C port will support 10 gigabyte per second transfer speeds, and the two USB-A ports on the back will as well. The Type-A port on the front isn't as quick, so if you plan to plug in an external PS5 SSD, make sure you use one of the ports on the back. Xbox Series X doesn't include any Type-C ports, and all of its Type-A ports run at the standard 5 gigabytes per second speed. If you know that fast connection speeds will make a big difference to your play experience, you may want to lean towards the PS5. But as always, the biggest deciding factor should be what games you want to play and how well each console plays them. I hope you all enjoyed my video today. It's my first time doing a video like this. As I said earlier, this is my third video ever edited, so that's not surprising. But to me, this is my best. This is my baby. I put so much work into it. But if you like what you see, please make sure you hit that subscribe button, as well as the thumbs up icon, and maybe even push the little bell button, so that way you can see any future content that I produce. It's a young channel, but I promise we aren't going to stay that way for long. Also, be sure to let me know in the comments which console you prefer and why you prefer it. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.